Hello, and welcome to Shin Megami Tensei, the role-playing game, Tokyo Conception. My name is Tyler, aka Churcher, and I am here with four wonderful players to bring you this wonderful game. Starting off, I have Fern.
Hi, I'm Fern. Today I'll be playing the Pixie.
And then I have Jake.
Hi everyone, I'm Jake, also known as Hero. Today I'll be playing Tetsu.
I've got Ken.
Hi everyone, I'm Ken. I'll be playing Jack Frost.
And I have Yuki.
Hi everybody, I'll be playing Noriyuki.
And with that, let's just get right into it. Now, Shin Megami Tensei is a video game series, and it's got a lot of other media to it as well. But now we are bringing the English translation over of the role-playing game based on Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. So a lot of these terms and abilities and monsters are going to be based from that particular product. But, you know, we'll just get right into it and go into how this is going to work out. So first off, we have, in the game, you can play as fiends, demons, or even just regular humans that happen to survive. In this regard, we will have our two fiends and two demons going right into it, surviving in the Vortex World. So let's go right into the background of the scenario. So first off, we have Tetsu and Yuki. Both of you, humans in back before the world ended, and just you and two other people of Akira and Miki were just inseparable friends all throughout school and into your young adulthood life. The four of you were just the best friends, to the point where when Akira and Miki got engaged, the first thing they asked was for the both of you to be a part of the wedding ceremony. And of course, you couldn't say no. It is how it is. And there was this great big celebration, just a good lunch that had the four of you together having fun and enjoying each other's company. And then the world ended. And in the conception of the Vortex World, the four of you was split apart. Now, Tetsu, during that time frame, a small blonde-haired boy found you laying in the desert and said, "With this, you will join the ranks of demons," and fed you a small demonic parasite, a magatama. And that power, through a little bit of a painful transformation, allowed you to become a fiend in this world. And you got a little bit of strength out of it, but you were left extremely weak. And left in the desert, someone came across you. That someone was a little snowman, Jack Frost, who recently had been ejected from the Mantra army for not being strong enough, found Tetsu and said, you sense this bit of strength coming from him. And, might be good to hang around with this weird guy at some point. So the two of you set off to a nearby village. Noriyuki, laying down, dying of thirst in the desert, was happened upon by a flying fairy of the Pixie. The Pixie, who had a magatama of her own, fed it to this young human. Why? Don't know. You had no idea why you did this, but you knew you had to. And you knew you had to save the life of this creature that she had just turned into. So the two of you make your way to this mannequin village. And the four of you have been there, reunited And in the case of Tetsu and Noriyuki, you've been reunited. In the terms of Fairy and Jack Frost, you've seen each other around. It's fine. But the four of you have been in this mannequin village. How long? It's hard to tell. The light above that has been glowing and pulsing, Kagasuchi, has been constantly just changing in brightness and in dimness. So time is a really strange concept to grasp around here. But it has been a little while, and the mannequins have asked that there has been a nuisance around this village, a dragon that needs to be slain. And, well, the mannequins aren't fighters. They could fight, potentially, but it's not their way. So they want you to go and find this dragon. And that is where we start our scenario, is the four of you have been wandering the desert, looking for a dragon of some sort. And with that, you stumble across looks like a tail of some sort, just laying down in the dunes. And as you get just a little bit closer, it shuffles a little bit, and then this large furry creature pops out of the dune as you've encountered your first hostile demon. And we're just going to go right into it and roll initiative. So while everyone is rolling initiative, let me briefly explain how this will work. Any skills that are rolled in this game, be it a combat skill or negotiation or anything like that, is going to be rolled with percentile dice. It would be 2 d10s, one being the 10s dice, one being the 1s dice, and you try to roll and get underneath a certain target number, and those target numbers are determined by your stats. And so, when you successfully do something, you might be called to do a power roll. And a power roll is a single d10, at which point you roll it and then add it to whatever number you need to. If you happen to roll a 10 on that die, you get to roll again and add your number to it. So you could theoretically, you could roll a 27 on a single die if you rolled a 10, and then a 7. So it has been known to happen. So we're going to start off with an initiative roll. An initiative is a power roll, and you'll add your agility to that. So let's go ahead and get right on into it and start off with Tetsu. What's you got for your initiative?
I rolled a 2 plus my 4 agility makes 6.
Excellent. Pixie.
3 agility, 3 on the dice is 6.
Easy enough. When it comes to ties like that, there will have to be a roll-off. So the two of you will need to roll to see who goes before that.
All right, let's get it.
Noriyuki.
I rolled a 9, and then plus 2, that's an 11. My agility is a 2, so it'd be 11.
Excellent. And then Jack Frost.
I got lucky and got a 10 on my first roll, which explodes. And
Excellent.
I got a 7 on my second roll, plus 4. That totals out to 21.
Excellent.
I think we know who's going first.
Well,
Yes.
you think so. Because I also rolled a 10 and then an 8. So I have an 18 plus my agility, which means, unfortunately for you, I get to go first.
Dang. Also,
Man.
Pixie, what did you roll on your rollout roll?
My dice shows a 4.
Mine's an 8.
Okay.
All right, that's you ahead of me.
Excellent. So, the Nozuchi will go first, and it is a big fur ball with like tiny little feet and a giant nose. No eyes that you can see. And what it does is it just kind of takes in a deep breath, and then out of the just giant trunk, it just starts spreading out this toxic cloud. So I will be using the skill of Toxic Cloud. Easy enough. So I'm going to go ahead and roll my percentile. Normally I wouldn't say this, but I'll mention it now. I am looking for a 69 on the percentile. And if I roll that number or below, it'll hit. a 73 will fail that number. So the toxic cloud just kind of brushes over everyone, and just a bunch of like sand and particulate just kind of gets in the way of the poison. So you cough a little bit, but you're fine. No actual any negative penalties happen there. So we'll go to our next high roller of Jack Frost.
Okay. This little snowman sees that the nose is where the toxic cloud was being blown out from. So, hee-ho, Jack's gonna nip that nose. Ofu! As I cast a freezing snowball and toss it into the snout. All right. It's a 59% target number. I rolled a 56.
So that will succeed. Anytime that anybody is attacked, you have the chance to dodge. It's a very small chance, but it is a chance nonetheless. So again, normally I wouldn't mention this, but just to pull back the curtain a little bit, I need a 14 on these percentile dice. 24, so actually it wasn't that far off. But that fails to dodge, so that is a hit.
Okay. So this is a power roll with plus 29. That is 2, so that's 31 ice damage. And Bofu has an additional effect. This has a 20% chance to instill the freeze condition on the enemy unit. So I need it to roll percentile, and if it rolls 20 or below, it's frozen.
That is a 94, so it is fine. And of course, any attacks go through your resistances. There's a physical resistance and a magical resistance. So Nozuchi still takes damage. It could be a lot. It could not be. But you know you've dealt a good chunk of damage to it.
Hee-ho, that's it for me.
Perfect. So we'll go ahead and move on down to Noriyuki.
All right. She sees this thing, and we're going to just strike at it. So my TN is 70, so I got to roll below 70. I rolled that's a 5.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and introduce the next little mechanic here, which is a critical. If you roll 1/10 or lower of your skill, that is a crit. In this regard, a 70, or 1/10 of 70 is 7. Easy math there. And so when you roll a crit, you completely ignore resistances, and you deal twice as much damage. So this might be a real quick encounter.
The power is 22.
Yep, so it's a power roll, 22 plus a d10, and then doubled.
Okay. So 22 plus 4, 26.
Mm-hmm.
And then 26 times 2.
52.
52.
Easy enough. Good hit. Again, completely bypasses any of its resistances. If it had like a null effect or a full resist effect, you would ignore that as well. So a good chunk of damage just landed on to this Nozuchi. All right, next up, Tetsu.
All right. So Tetsu is a physical-based attacker, and he is not known to pull his punches. So I am also going to perform a strike, but I have a passive called Powerful Strikes, which basically means that anytime I perform a physical attack, which is all of my attacks, I get an extra 1d10 on top of my power roll. So I'm going to go ahead and roll my 3d10 now. Also, I totally misexplained that. I'm going to do that over.
Okay.
Because It's on the power, not the accuracy.
Correct.
Conservative.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. All right, hold on.
Also, while we're kind of in this little break part now, we can't really do a lot of redos on that. Because video editing's a little bit more tricky because of how everyone's moving about.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
No worries. Just, if it comes down to it, we can just kind of like, yeah, oh, wait, no, hang on, I'll do that again. But try to keep those a little bit more down to the minimum.
Okay. Anyway, here we go. Tetsu is a physical attacker, so I'm also going to do exactly the same thing as Noriyuki and perform a strike first.
All right.
With my target number of 85, I rolled a 65.
That's it. With a dodge of 62, which will fail.
Okay. Now, Tetsu being a physical attacker, I have a passive skill called Powerful Strikes, which means when I roll my damage, I get an extra d10 on top of that. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that now.
Extra damage. Get those punches in.
Tear it to pieces, Tetsu. Get it.
So I'm going to be adding 9 to my power of 25, which is going to make that 34.
Okay, big hit. Does a lot of damage. The Nozuchi is not looking happy about this turn of events.
And that'll be enough for me.
And we'll finish off the round with Pixie.
All right, so the Pixie is going to cast a spell here. I've got, let's see, an electric type spell called Zeo. That has a 49% target number. A 76, it won't do it.
And unfortunately will not do it.
All right, that is enough for me.
All right. We'll start the round back at the top with the Nozuchi again. Nozuchi's going to attack. And traditionally, like the style of the game, it's a random target. So I'm just going to roll a die and see who I'm going after. That's going to be Tetsu. Probably the best one that could be targeted here.
I'd agree.
All right, so I'm just going to do a basic strike upon you. My number remains the same. I just need a 69. That is a 29, so that will hit. I will need a dodge from you.
I rolled a 21 for dodge, so I will not be dodging.
All right. 25 plus a 10 plus a 9. Oh boy, that's 19. So that's going to be 44 heading your way.
Okay.
Ouch.
So you will take your physical resist and reduce it down.
Yes, thank you for the reminder.
Yeah. Every little bit in this regard.
Okay.
All right. But that is the Nozuchi's turn. Next up, Jack Frost. Muted.
Eho, this thing's got to go. I'm going to cast Bofu once more.
Have at it.
All right. That is a 6 on a 59% percentile.
Ooh, just close. But it does round down for your fifths. So it is not a crit in this regard.
That is fine. As the snowball strikes, it deals. That's a 10, which explodes.
Which is good, because I failed to dodge, so.
So that's 12 plus 29 for a total of 41 ice.
41 ice. It goes down to... Okay. So, as you lob this snowball at it, it strikes the Nozuchi right on the nose, and it starts shaking a bit, and then it just disappears into a puff of black smoke. Everyone will now earn a total of 65 Maka and 40 experience. As the victory music goes on, because that was just a very easy encounter in that regard.
How many experience? I'm sorry.
That's going to be 40.
40.
40. And the Maka?
65.
65. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Hee ho! It's like I said. I nipped its nose and now it's dead.
You really did.
It's
Let's keep this momentum going.
do you
That
need me
didn't
to
really
heal you,
seem to be a
Tetsu?
dragon.
I don't think that was our true target.
No.
Just a simple stepping stone.
Hee ho!
Well, as you're looking around and just kind of investigating more of the dunes, you come across a couple of other demons, but they wisely keep their distance from you. And so, with that, you eventually decide to make your way back to the village, having not found any dragons around. But the village, as you approach, definitely when you're starting to crest the last dune, you see that the entire village is aflame. There's no smoke rising from this fire, but the entirety of the village is just lit ablaze.
Let's go check for survivors.
I was just going to say that. Let's hurry.
This really isn't good, isn't it?
No.
No, not at all.
Come on, Pixie. Fly faster.
I'm trying. My wings are small.
Hee ho! Let's a go!
Arriving at the village, you only see fire. You don't see bodies. Just this village was like it was a good sized village of the mannequins, but they're not here. You don't see anybody there, any bodies either.
What could have done this?
I don't know. I'm not sure what would have caused this fire.
The mannequins are mainly peaceful entities, aren't they?
Yeah. They keep to themselves. Guess we could.
Did any of them make it?
Let's go find out. But you said no bodies, right?
None that you found initially, but after a little bit, you do hear a cough coming from one of the buildings nearby.
I'll rush right over.
I'll
And in
follow
it,
him.
you find the village elder. And this mannequin, he's on the ground, and he's just twitching on the ground, and the way that the mannequins just kind of involuntarily like shake their bodies, but you can tell he is starting to shake faster and faster. And he just very weakly says, "It was the Mantra army. They did this. It was Takara and her Oni and some flame wielder I've never seen. He looked a lot like you." And he points right at Tetsu and Noriyuki.
Someone that looks like us? Here? That
And
That's concerning.
could be one of them.
he shakes again, and they took everyone. They stole the Himorogi. And you remember that the Himorogi is a container that holds all the Mahasuhi that the mannequins have collected. Mahasuhi being the main source of power in the world. You just inherently know that with enough of it, you can change the world. Perhaps even make it anew.
I don't think our friends are like that. We have to get to the bottom of this.
Yes.
Do any of you know about the Mantra army?
No.
The who?
Hee ho! Jack Frost knows.
Jack, what can you tell us?
They threw me out, hee ho.
Why?
Said my hee ho was too weak.
What?
So now I'm going to be a hero.
They don't seem like nice people.
That's motive
Not at
enough
all.
for me.
And the mannequin goes, the Mantra army are known for prizing strength over anything else. If you are strong, they respect you. If you are weak, they... and he just kind of falls back, and his body dissipates.
Elder, I'm sorry.
I didn't get in there to heal him fast enough.
All right. We have to avenge him. Where do we go? We're in the middle of the desert.
Didn't he say?
He did say that they took everyone. It probably wouldn't be a hard trail to find.
It's a desert, right? We can track their tracks in the sand.
Tennessee.
Well, if
Okay.
they all fly like me.
Let's go see what we can find. So we're gonna go look for tracks.
Agreed.
Well, it is very easy to find. As soon as you leave the village, like you can see that there's just this giant line in the sand of just a bunch of footprints. Like just a pathway has been kind of trailed through the sand and the dunes. And,
Well, we can't miss that now, can we?
They
No.
can't have gone far.
And as a,
Hee-ho, let's go, friends. Find those mannequins.
as a matter of fact, it is extremely bright right now. Kagasuhi is right now just very, very bright. And you know this is kind of the time frame where most demons are very active and in some regards very aggressive. So they're not trying to hide.
Not at all.
I'll knock down any wall in our path.
I have faith that you will.
So
Enjoy.
onward you go into the desert. And again, time is a relative thing. So you don't know how long you've been traveling. The dunes are vast and expansive, but you have a feeling that you know roughly which direction you're going. And that is you're going towards Shinjuku. It's just in that direction. You just have that knowledge that's like, that's the way that it was in Tokyo. That's kind of where you're heading to now. Even though this world is a big spherical world, you still have that innate knowledge. But after a bit of traveling and walking, you do come up to a cresting a dune when you see a figure running directly towards you. And it's easy to tell this figure, not aggressive in the slightest. As a matter of fact, he looks terrified. Even you can't even see that much of him. You just know from the way that he's moving is just in fear. And he crests the dune and then goes below a dune there you can't see him. And then you see that there's a figure following him. This figure, you can easily tell, is aggressive as he's holding a giant spear and is very red with a horn. And he looks to be chasing after this one figure.
We have to help that thing. Let's go.
Yep.
On it.
On it.
Okay. Easy enough. This figure crests another dune, and you can see this is a mannequin. This is actually a mannequin that has started running. And he runs up to you and says, please help me. I don't want to go back.
Get behind us. We'll protect you.
And he very much runs behind you. And the large red figure gets to the top of the dune, just sets his spear down, looks at you and goes, more of you. I didn't kill nearly enough. So it's a good thing I came back after that one.
Well, you can't have him.
We'll be taking whatever mannequins you took back.
Little weaklings think you can do so? I trained with the mantra. There is no way you're getting past me. And he just levels his spear and starts coming at you. We're back at initiative again.
I think we'll be the deciders of that.
All right.
Not.
Not too bad on my end.
Okay, ready whenever you are.
All right. I'm just going to go in order that I had from last time. So, Jack Frost.
I rolled a 3, so total of 7.
A little bit of the opposite of last time. Noriyuki.
I rolled a 7, so with 2, that's a total of 9.
Perfect. Tetsu.
I rolled a 5. My total is also a 9.
I'll need a roll off here eventually. And Pixie.
6 on the dice plus 3 is also 9.
I need a roll off between the three of you then.
All right. My roll-off roll is a 6.
I've got a 9.
9 on the die.
Oh,
I
I'm
need-
going last of that bunch.
You are going last, but I need a roll off between Noriyuki and the Pixie.
I rolled 9 again.
Once more, I got a 4.
Okay. All right. Well, you're not actually going last there, Tetsu. Just
Of the bunch.
of that bunch, yeah. However, the Oni does get the first go, because I rolled a 9 as well, and my agility's just a little bit higher. So the Oni is going to do exactly as he says, and he's just going to go right through someone. That someone is going to be the first person, which is Noriyuki. Rolling high did not help you in this regard.
Not at all.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and strike at you. That is a 50, which will connect on my side.
Well, I've got to roll under a 12 for a dodge, so.
Not likely, but can happen.
No, it was 57.
Oh, yeah, definitely didn't happen. So my strike is going to hurt. Because Oni is a big, hulking demon with a lot of strength behind him. So I rolled a 7 plus his 38 power for 45 damage.
Oh.
Remember, you do
So
have your
she-
physical resistance.
All 8 of it.
Yeah, that's
One more than
something.
me.
Jack is going to spend a fate point and intervene on Noriyuki's behalf in order to half that damage.
So, one thing we haven't described yet is fate points. Fate is, as you've seen, the ability to kind of intervene on something bad that has happened. There are 3 ways to do fate points, or that fate points have actions for. One, as you see, can be spent to reduce damage by half. And this can be spent by anybody in the party. So, as you saw, Jack has intervened on Noriyuki's behalf. So that is good. You'll half the damage and then take your resistance away from it. So that's even less damage. So it's wonderful in that regard. The second way you can do it is if there is a roll that you just don't like, you can spend a fate point to re-roll. Just re-roll the entire roll. It's fine. Finally, you can spend a fate point to add plus 20 to any of your target numbers. And you can do this after the fact as well. So if you rolled like just 9 over your number, you don't have to re-roll that. You can just add 20 and you're fine. You can spend as many fate points as you want on any number of rolls that you want. So if you want to re-roll something 5 times, as long as you got the 5 points for it, have at it. Go for it. Just note, you only have so many fate points, and they only come back when you start a new session. So they are very limited in that regard. Very useful, but you can't get them back until a brand new session. So keep that in mind. Also, some demons also have fate points, so I can do the same thing right back if I need to. But in that regard, not this time. So what does that bring that damage down to for you?
What did you say? The
45.
45. It's 22 minus. Well, 23 minus 8.
Round down. So 22.
I think it's round down in this game.
Yep, round down.
Oh, round down. So 22. Well, let's do it again then.
Yeah, no, yeah, 22.
22 minus 8.
That
14.
would be 14. Yep. So 14 damage. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
But that was the Oni's turn. And so the one that just got struck is Noriyuki, and it happens to be your turn.
I'm gonna return the favor.
Okay.
So this will be, if I get through his physical. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do a basic strike.
Okay.
So she winds up for a kick. A 90. Of course, then.
And what is your strike TN?
70. Oh no, it's over.
So that'll be over. So that is a miss.
Yeah.
In that regard. But that's
think we'll
easy enough.
That's fine.
Okay. If that is the case, then we'll move right on over. Pixie.
All right, I'm going to start off this combat by casting Rakunda, which costs a lot of mana, but it reduces enemy resistances. I believe it reduces both.
Yeah, it reduces both their resistances.
And it's also an auto success TN, so I don't even have to roll for it.
Nope, it just happens.
We like that.
Oh yes.
Now, it says that it's a 1d10 reduction. Is that a power roll?
It is not.
Okay, because I rolled a 10.
Oh, whew, that would have been real nice. Don't get me
But
wrong, the 10 is still good. But the magic washes over the Oni, and you can see that his rock solid abs are not as rock solid or abby as they were before. Alrighty. Cool. We'll move right on over to Tetsu.
Okay. Seeing that the Oni has been visibly weakened somehow, we are going to perform a lunge attack. This skill will cost me 10 HP and is basically the same idea as my regular strike, except it has 10 more power to start. So, accuracy roll.
Little bit of health for a little bit more damage.
Oh yeah. I rolled a 71, which is under that TN of 85, so let's go ahead and roll that power.
And the 89 will fail to dodge.
Awesome. I am adding a 9 and a 1 to that, so that'll be 45 total power.
Ooh, okay. Now comes the next fun question. That is a physical attack, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you go in and you just hit the Oni with this lunge, and how do you want to flavor that?
We'll call it a shoulder tackle this time.
A shoulder tackle. You go in and you shoulder tackle right into this Oni. Now the Oni is about a head taller than you are, and you were actually fairly tall for just a young adult. So the thing that this is now towering over you is saying something. So you shoulder tackle right into his chest, and it feels like you're hitting a brick wall. Now, sure, a lot of it kind of like, you still feel like something give way, probably due to a little bit of magical assistance on that, but it's not a lot. So what was your damage overall?
45.
45. He has physical resistance, or a resist of physical specifically. So I will cut that damage in half first.
So
that
unfortunate.
Brings it to a 22, and then his resistance kicks in on that. Thankfully, his resistance is 10 less than what it used to be. So, not a lot of damage gets through to him.
Unfortunate, we tried.
Yeah. Just, and as you kind of like bounce off of him, he just sits back and just laughs again. Just, that tickled. And
There's more where that came from, my friend.
good. I'll kill you last. You entertain me. Jack Frost.
Jack will put a hand up in the air, and snow will start building up into a giant ball as he shouts out, "Hee-ho, don't hurt my friends, or your life I'll hee-ho end." As I cast Bofu. All right. That's going to be a 31 on 59.
And I got a 0-3. He dodges.
I'll spend a fate to force him to reroll.
Okay, well, that is 68. He fails to dodge.
Nice. Nice.
All right. So this is going to be magical ice damage. That is a 2 plus 29 for 31 ice.
Okay.
And there's a 20% chance that he will freeze.
Ah, yes, of course. The freeze. That is a 95. No freeze this time. But you can
Nope.
definitely tell that the damage is a lot more than what you thought. He's not weak to it, not to ice specifically, but the magic just hits him just ever so harder than what your friend Tetsu did.
Also, thanks to Rakunda, that'll be 10 less resistance, thankfully.
Yes. Again, a little peek behind the curtain. 16 magical resist went down to 6. So, you've already helped do with that one Rakunda so far. You've already done 20 more points of damage.
Spell's insane. Very cool.
Just like in the game, in the video game, buffs and debuffs were king, and they are so good in this game too.
They always have been, and that's really cool to see it come over that way.
Mm-hmm.
With that, Jack is just going to kind of hee-ho as he strikes a strongman pose, and that's going to be it.
Well, the Oni's, he takes that snowball and just glares back at Jack and says, "Wait, don't I know you?" And he's going to attack Tetsu.
Me?
You!
He just recognized the other guy.
Yes. And he said he was going to kill you last. He lied.
Never trust these demons.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, because I rolled a 1. Have a crit.
Oh, can I fate point that?
You can.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
You wanna half it or make me reroll?
Reroll.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. 83 will still hit.
Okay, better.
That's better than a crit.
So I need a dodge.
Sure thing. 54, no dodge.
41 damage heading your way.
Okay.
It would have been 82.
Maybe we're also gonna fate point that.
Okay.
So what was the original damage?
41.
Okay, half of that is 20. All right, I take
So
13.
13. Not bad. You don't want to take the 41?
Absolutely not.
Okay, that's fair.
I am now
I
down
can
at
heal you.
38 HP.
Oh boy. Well,
That just told me what I needed to do.
speaking of which, Noriyuki, you're up.
I'm gonna heal Tetsu.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's an auto. My power is 24, and it costs 3 MP.
That good old Dia.
So I have to roll a d10 and then add the power, right?
That's correct.
Okay. That's a 9, so 24 plus 9,
33.
get 33 back.
Huge. Thank you.
You're
Big
welcome.
heals. Healing, also in this game, really matters.
Oh, yeah.
But if that is it for the big heals, we'll switch on over to the big debuffs. Pixie.
I don't know if I want to use it as a debuffer, so I'm going to go back to Zeo, because magic seemed to be doing well. With a TN of... Where is it? 49. There we go. I rolled a 16.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Well, that's unfortunate. Which is good because I also rolled another 1 for the dodge. So.
Oh my gosh, he dodged.
He would, yeah.
Swap those dice, man. He's cheating.
No, they're good. I'm keeping them. Tetsu,
Get
you're up.
out.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to simply waste away the heal that I was just given, so I will perform a regular basic strike this time.
Okay.
With a TN of 85, we see a 64, so it hits.
And that is a 60 on the roll. That is a failed dodge.
All right, damage coming out. Just 5 extra, so that's 30 damage.
30, which gets cut down in half and then reduced. So.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But again, you just get that big strike in there, and he barely moves. He barely reacts to it. He doesn't even laugh this time.
I think neither of us are going to acknowledge that attack.
We'll just talk about. We just won't talk about it.
I'm just trying to be in the way.
Well, that is happening.
Get out of his way. He's gonna trip over you.
Good.
And Jack Frost.
Hee-ho, it's Jack's time to shine. Now taste this ice with hee-ho rhyme. As I cast Bofu once more. That is a 27 on 59.
So that will succeed. The 47 will fail the dodge.
Okay. So this is going to be 35 ice damage.
Okay. So a good chunk of that does get through, because he just doesn't have any good amount of magic resist.
And once more, 20% chance to freeze.
Yeah, 14.
Finally!
So, you describe for me how this looks.
As the snowball hits, it gathers all of the cold energy into one part, and you hear cracking and building of blue ice over the body from the impact zone around the pectoral, going across, crusting over its face as it's locked in place in a single iceberg.
Okay. Well, he's now frozen up. Unfortunately for you, it is now his turn. Thankfully, he will now try to see if he is able to save and get rid of this effect. So he's got a fairly high save target number here. All right. So with a fairly high save of 85, a 93 will fail. He is still frozen. Which means his turn's done. We skip his frozen turn. So we'll move right on over to Noriyuki.
Let him have it.
Now's the time to get in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with Heat Wave. That's 13 to take 13 HP.
Okay.
Right.
That's still a physical move, right?
It is, yeah, but he's frozen.
He is frozen, which means two major things. Well, three major things. We've already seen one of them, which is your turn is skipped if you fail to save. The second one is that any physical attacks that connect will crit, just automatically do a crit. So that's double damage and all that fun stuff, which means the third thing, which is part of the crit, we ignore all of his resistances. That includes his innate resist physical and the physical resistance. So cutting it in half, we don't do, nor to reduce it. Whatever number Yuki gives me is what number I have to put down.
Excellent.
This is painful. Don't get frozen.
49.
Is that after the? That's got to be before the double.
Oh, no, okay.
Was that your accuracy
excuse
roll?
me. That was, yeah, that
Oh,
was...
the accuracy.
just
Sorry. That is still a hit. he
Yeah, that
can't
was-
dodge, so...
Well, no, that was... I just rolled... Well, no, you're right.
So go ahead and give me that
Sorry.
power roll.
Okay, well, that's what I just did. So, 44 plus 5 is 49.
It's 49, and then we
doubling that?
double that, yeah.
So 49 times 2.
98.
Thank you.
So 98 to that.
Jeez.
Good chunk of damage has been dealt. He's still standing. But ow. Unfortunate. Pixie, you're up.
All right, since it seems like now is the time to strike physically, the Pixie, having no good physical options, is going to provide aid to the next person in line, Tetsu. Let me mark an attack, because I believe I have to choose a specific attack you have.
Okay.
How about lunge?
Sure. I'll lunge again.
And then I will, so I'm rolling a luck TN here, and if it succeeds, I will increase the TN of Tetsu's next lunge by 20.
Oh.
Which is really, really nice.
A 49 passes the 54, so plus 20 on your next TN for lunge.
Okay. Shall we discuss what I can do with that?
When it's your turn, which is now. So yes.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I choose to lunge here, since my TN is already above 100, which is at 105 right now, I can opt to split that in half to perform a multi-attack, which means I also have to roll twice on the accuracy, I believe, once for each iteration of the attack.
Correct. And you pay the cost twice.
Ah. Well, yeah, what's 20 HP?
Yeah.
They'll heal me again, right?
I got you.
Okay.
I have healing.
We both have you.
I want to see it. I am going to do it.
Okay, let's do it.
So I'm going to pay the 20 HP to bring me down to 51. This will give me 2 instances of lunge. So let's do the first one.
Okay, first one. Just hit.
The first, so the TN for both of these, I believe, is going to be, what is that, 52?
Yes.
Okay, so 52 on the TN. The first one rolls a 49, so we will hit.
That is a hit, and because of the freeze, he's now crit.
Rolling damage.
So whatever you roll, times 2.
35 plus 8 is 43. Times 2 is 86.
86 damage.
And that's only the first hit.
That is only the first hit, which is the only
Okay.
one that goes through, because as you strike him, he just shatters into tiny pieces and just fades away.
Well-
he only had 30 hit points.
I'll argue that the second payment of lunge was worth it.
You didn't know?
I didn't know, but it
well,
was
that's-
worth it. I don't
that's
care.
Wait, did you just literally 86 him?
I did.
Oh my god, you
Yes.
did.
I absolutely did.
All right, well, everybody, that's a victory. So as the victory music is playing, that is 130 Maka, so 130 Maka, and 106 experience, 106.
Okay.
Perfect.
Hee-ho, good work, my friend. Now your wounds I'll hee-ho mend. I'll cast Dia on Tetsu.
Thank you.
Weren't you
So that's
looking a little
9
worse for wear as well,
5.
Noriyuki?
Say that again?
Weren't you looking a little worse for wear as well, Noriyuki?
Yes.
I'll
Yes,
cast
I
Dia on
was.
you.
Okay, so Tetsu, you're going to recover 38.
I'm like 9 off of full. That's incredible.
And I'm giving you 32.
That puts me back at 99.
Easy enough.
Well done, everyone. We were definitely heading in the right direction. Hey, are you all right back there? As I turn to the mannequin.
And you can actually, he's not there, but you see like some footsteps leading up to the
Oh.
top of the dune, and you just see this head poking out over, looking at you.
It's safe now. You can come down.
Oh, okay. And you can see he just kind of like scrambles up and then just like very awkwardly runs down to you and just stands there in front of you, just.
You must have escaped. Clearly, since that Oni was after you. Who else was with you guys?
It was all of us. Everyone from the village. We were all taken. We were heading over to the city in that direction over there. And he points
Okay.
at where the large line is going.
Well, we've got a way to go. Was the Only your only captor?
No. There was another Oni, some bicorn, and a Takara. And oh no, wait, there was someone else. There was some you? No, like you. But fire.
Uh-huh.
Another fiend.
Something
What he's
close at
saying.
least. That's not a good sign. All right. Well, it probably isn't going to be safe if you come with us, so I'd recommend finding shelter somewhere.
He just looks around at this giant desert area. He's like, okay. And he turns to start to leave.
I can't just tell him to go home.
The village is in
Hee-ho,
pieces.
before you go, is there anything else we need to know?
Well, it's the place where they're going is I think they're taking us to a prison, and it's in a basement. And oh, wait, hang on a sec. There was something else. You're at the village. I'm supposed to give you this. And he holds out like a piece of paper.
I'll take the piece of paper.
On
What's on it?
It has 3 words.
Looking over his shoulder.
Tetsu, stay away. I couldn't read it, but someone gave
Is
it
that
to me.
a warning? That looks like a warning.
Thank you, friend. I'll heed the words.
You're welcome.
I'll turn away from him and look at the paper in weird disbelief. Either the demons can write, or I think our friends are here somewhere.
Yeah, but that's still.
They know your name.
That handwriting look familiar to you?
It looks
Kind of.
extremely familiar to you.
Okay, it looks very familiar to me.
It is you recognize the handwriting as Akira.
Okay. That solves the puzzle. He's here. We have to go.
Let's go. See if he's all right. That's just sounded really weird because never mind.
So, passing up over the dune that the Oni was standing on, I'd assume the trail continues.
The trail continues, and as you you kind of look back, the mannequin's still standing there.
Does anybody know what to do about that guy?
Usually we just leave him alone.
Yeah, they're kind of pretty self-sufficient. But I feel bad. We don't take him, right?
That'll only endanger him further.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
we also can't tell him to go back to the village because there's nothing there.
I think we should just cut our losses and go.
Bye, have a nice time.
Goodbye, have a great time.
Okay, and
Stay
he just,
safe.
in that little like Jack, he just waves his hand too and says, "Okay, bye," and then he just walks off.
Poor little guy.
I think he'll be all right.
Listen, anywhere is better than whatever they're being taken, I'm sure.
Oh yes.
And where they're being taken is where you are headed to next. But we'll save that for a little bit later. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back with the next episode to see where this party goes and if they can save the mannequins and what's going on with Akira. Have a good one, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.